minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to probably go down a similar path here while we're on it. Of course, we spend billions of dollars developing and acquiring the best technologies that we can have for our military. Obviously, we want to maintain the advantage as much as possible. As I understand it, protecting these technologies, there are a lot of different agencies involved in administering the protection, from DOD to DHS and state, Treasury, a host of different administrations. Are any of these agencies more effective than others at protecting our technologies?
Yeah, Mr. Francis is our expert in this area. It's a good question, Congressman.
I thought that was on. There we go. I think the agency, there are at least 6 agencies involved. I don't know that any one is doing better than another, but in the export control area, where we actually have a formal process for end items, State and Commerce are doing, I think, a pretty good job in coordinating their licensing list and their licensing processes. It's the individual efforts by other agencies on anti-tamper and things like that, where the individual programs are not well coordinated. And we've made a simple recommendation: why don't you all just get together once a year and talk about what you're doing? That's not happening yet.
Why is that not happening, you think?
I don't think there's an incentive to do it. The agencies are all working.
This is a major deal. Obviously, our technologies are massively critical to the national security of our country and so forth. What would need to happen to get the proper incentive for those communications to occur?
Yeah, I think legislation by the Congress, where we've seen very effective interagency coordination mechanisms, there needs to be a statutory underpinning for those mechanisms so they transcend administrations, and having regular reporting requirements to the Congress. And when I've been having meetings with OMB and the agencies on the high-risk list for a number of years now, and I think when we had one on the export control area, it might have been the first time everybody got together to talk about these issues. And so I think it's very important to do this, because, as Paul mentioned, all these agencies have interrelated pieces, and they need to work together very effectively in order to make sure and keep things up to date, share information. Technology's rapidly advancing, as you point out, Congressman, and they need to be on top of this. But it'd be very effective, I think, to have some legislation.
Right.
We'd be happy to work with you on that.
Okay, yes, well let's please do. So you're saying the coordination is not there, is that correct?
Particularly in the non-export area. This would be, as Paul mentioned, the anti-tamper area, foreign military sales, and some other things. On export control, they're doing a little bit better job in that area. If they have a plan to reform it to go further, but they'll need legislation. So legislation's going to be needed in both areas, in my opinion. Okay,
if you would please, let's work with our office. Let's see how we can get there. This is a critical issue that needs to be addressed. Speaking real quickly, and I know I don't have much time, but you mentioned NASA a little while ago, and of course they are, from what I understand, planning another big major launch sometime next year, latter part of 18, I believe. Mm-hmm. Do you have concerns that NASA may not be ready for that type of big scale launch?
Go ahead, Paul.
Yes, we do. We do have concerns. It has 3 elements. It's the launch system, the ground system, and the Orion space capsule. Right now, they're all on fairly high-risk schedules, not much margin left. They're not all that well coordinated. We think it's a very high risk of them not making that November 18 date.
All right, but they believe that they are right on schedule, meeting all the requirements. You would disagree with that, with their assessment?
I think they know they're on the edge.
On the edge of what?
Not making it.
So why are they saying that they're making it, that they're on schedule?
I think they've done internal analysis. They have not come out and said they can't make it yet, but every indication we have, it looks very unlikely that they are. So I think maybe it's a matter of
So in
time.
that case, you would disagree with their internal analysis?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate y'all being here. I yield back.
Yeah, Mr. Congressman, I'd also like to thank you publicly for help in our bill to get the mandates reduced to GAO. It's helped us focus on our more important areas.
Well,
So
thank you, and I appreciate your letter saying so. It
Thank
meant
you.
a great deal to me. Thank you.
The gentleman yields. The chair now